Okay, cool. I think we are live. So yeah, I don't get a whole lot of time to play my own mod, so yeah, I sort of just wanted to have a chance to jump in now that everything's done and basically see what the balance is like specifically for the summoner class. Um, I know a few people have tried it and found it a little bit hard. I think it should be, I think it should be quite reasonable, if I'm honest. But I haven't actually done a playthrough of it, so it'd be good for me to actually check that myself. Worth noting that you've always got plenty of other classes, any of the normal classes, to just play as normal. But otherwise, you've got the Vagabond and the Astrologer to play with those playstyles, or yeah, a little bit of a challenge mode, I suppose, is the Prophet Summoner class. So I have updated the text in this. The version I'll be playing on will have little fixes and stuff as I go if I find things or if things come up from other people's streams. I will make little edits to make things clearer. So you'll see here it now says Summon Focused LOA deals minus 99% damage, which is the amount it deals. So yeah, you typically deal 1 on attacks. Then their summons have extra HP, FP, and regen. Summons damage and defense is increased. So yeah, we'll do a bit of a playthrough and just see what the balance is like. I've got my legally distinct character, Miss T, and this was literally the best best face I could make. So we will jump on in. I'm going to be starting with the Fanged Imp Ashes. As a summoner, the more summons I've got, the better. The more options I've got, the better. So yeah, I figured that's probably good. I can pretty easily just buy cracked pots and ritual pots and things. So I figured that the Fanged Imp Ashes are going to be a little bit more useful to start out with. So yeah, I think we're about good to jump on in. We start out with what 14 mines. We do have a nice little bit of FP to summon a more wide variety of summons along with our unique talisman. The talisman is actually what reduces the damage that we do, so I can just take that off at any time if I want to hit at full strength, but I'll be trying to avoid that generally. I'm not going to have a hard rule against it. I'm just going to play casually, but I'll be trying primarily to just see how things run. Another thing that I should just point out here is if you just go here, you can actually see that tutorial that you pick up that gives you information. So when you start, you can actually get a bit of understanding about it. And if you've got this recent items thing as well, you can check any tutorials that pop up. Okay, and then we have these guys. Now, what I like to do is be a big cheater at the very start, especially if I am playing the summoner or playing any kind of a challenge mode. And so this is going to be a little bit of a secret that probably not a lot of people know. But because you don't do any damage, because at the very start of the game, just to have this choice and to prevent people from accidentally ruining the starter option by not being sure what to do and killing them, I've reduced your damage to 0, which funnily enough lets you push them around until you just go, that'll probably do, and catch all of them. So I'll take all the starters, thank you very much. And then I've got a nice little team to begin. So that has actually cost me my red main pot, which you could argue is not really worth it. But yeah, I just thought I'd show that off here. Alright, and then we're going to start off with the battle, and let's just the game I guess confirms, I can't remember what they're the counter to. What are they the counter to you choosing? It's not the anal beads. It might be these guys. It might be, yeah, it would be the watches then, I think. It assumes I caught the watches first. It was probably the first one that the catch effect triggered. So that's probably what caused that. And that's why these are the ones that I'm fighting, because basically it just chooses, based on who you pick, it chooses another one. So that's what's happened there. So in battles, you can't deal any damage. Your staggering of hits and stuff does take effect, but in battles, yeah, you won't deal any damage. I don't think you deal any status build-ups or anything either, Whereas for the summoner nerf, so outside of a battle, you do deal stagger build up and other things, status build up as well. I'll tell you what, they're very agile. Look at this guy, he's about to take off because he's almost got his own wings. Alright, come on boys, you can do it. Do one of your melee attacks, they seem to do a lot more damage. Yeah, nailed him in the head, there we go. Okay, he's teaching him a lesson now. And go on, finish, shoot. Yes, nice. Alright, another one down. It is important not to actually leave a battle midway through. Nice, there you go, they're smashing him. Because you do get assigned a status effect. There we go, they about got him. Nice, well done. You get assigned a status effect that blocks your damage. And so if you leave with that status effect, it's going to stay on you until you rest. So yeah, some people might encounter that they're not dealing any damage, and it could be because they've just left a battle preemptively, and so their damage is still set to 0. Alright, I'm not really gonna stand a chance against this guy. Nice, look at that. Except he's gonna slam him, and I can't really do much. What I can do is heal. I think you were the one who got slammed. Did you run away from me? Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, cool. Anyway, time to do 1 damage until I win. No thanks. Oh, get wrecked, scrub. What's this gonna do? A grand total of 2 damage? 2 damage. Nice. There we go. Alright. And that's it. Alright. Okay, so we weren't able to get Grafted Scion, unfortunately, but that's alright. Saves us a fire pot for Soldier of Godric. Save us 10k runes if we can catch him, so we'll go for that one, I think. Okay, not going to waste my only pot on these scrubs. And should be able to take Soldier of Godric. I've got a decent team. And however, I do realize now I only have 1 FP flask, so I may only be able to summon twice, which now I'm realizing may not have been the best. Ouch. Okay, so Soldier of Godric is a armored enemy, which means pierce damage is going to be more successful. Fanged Imp Ashes would actually be quite good. The only thing is they're a little bit scary towards the end, so if they trigger a badly timed bleed, they could cost me my catch, which wouldn't be the best, but we will see how they go, I think. Well, I mean, they're going ham straight off the bat. Hang on. He ran away. Thanks. Okay. He was sort of still in it, but the other one wasn't. Whoa! I would like you to go away. Well, actually, I kind of want you to do 1 more hit. Okay, I'm not getting Soldier of Godric. I'll just buy him for 10k runes later. It's fine. Okay, well he got wrecked. One is gonna take a while. So now there is something that is probably not really known. And 163. Huh. Might have just discovered a bug. I did make it so that fire damage is not nerfed quite as aggressively as all the other damage types, but 163 kind of seems like full damage. So there may be a little issue there, which I'll have to look into. Also, I'm just going to make a note for myself to have a little look at that one for the next update, which is in here. So look at fire damage nerf, and I should also check other damage types. Look at fire damage nerf. Cool, because that definitely looked a little bit like full damage to me. Okay, and I will rest. Definitely got the talisman on. Just trying to think of any other thing that could cause that effect. Alright, get these into position. Also, the amount of HP that bleed did was a little bit insane. Hey orangutan, how you doing, man? Yeah, I'm gonna have to re-watch the I'm gonna have to re-watch how much that was, but I swear he did about 50% HP on that stagger, on that bleed proc. So that's a little bit. How you going? All right, hang on. Let me just hello. 54 is definitely way too much compared to 1. It should be like 5 damage. So I reckon there's something wrong there. Okay, I got wrecked. Doing alright, man. 100% trash. Playing a run right now. Oh, nice. Yeah, very, very cool. Where are you guys up to? Oh, yeah. I don't got that. Okay, so I definitely need to look into whatever the... Ooh, had I not checked that? Just beat Margit for the 3rd time. Right, are you beating Margit as a rune farm? Is that what you're doing? Oh, hang on. Or the third encounter as in Altus. I suppose we encounter him, what? As battles, we also encounter him twice, and then you encounter him 3 times in game, so you can fight Margit a total of, 5 times in this mod? The final fight with him, yeah, nice. Okay, so... Yeah, okay, so there's something wrong with that. I'm going to have to look into that damage nerf issue. And I will need to check if it exists on all spell damage types, and I have a very strong feeling that it does. So for now, no offensive spells, because that will throw things off. Okay, and then there is another tutorial there. Sure. Okay, yeah, no worries. Give me the... Yeah, you've done that. Cool. Probably should grab the runes out the front as well. I assume as I was dashing in I forgot them. Yep, yep, I did.
What is it?
Okay. What classes are you guys playing, orangutan? Purchase. I'll grab that and that And that to power up my summons. Okay. Both summoner, yeah, okay. Sure. Do you want to just do a little test for me, Orangutan, actually? Can either of you attack any enemy with a spell? Um, Let me know if that spell does any damage. What it's supposed to do is you're supposed to deal like 1 with most attacks, but a fire attack you might actually see a few damage points because I think it does like 5% damage instead of 1% damage. So yeah, let me know if that bug exists. Oh yeah, forgot. Let's get these guys out. His main right now is the Loretta, and mine is Elma. Oh, very, very cool. Yeah, Elma is very, very badass. How's Loretta going? I've heard that she wasn't that great, but I hear a lot of things from a lot of different people who don't actually know how the mod works and how to maximize the usefulness of things, so I never really know. Yeah, how is Loretta going? Oh, did we get it? Yes! Got it! Nice. So you can actually catch just barely after they die if their body's still like solid. Sometimes the catch effect can still trigger. I'll let you know after the Ash fight with Margit. Yeah, nice, nice. Because yeah, while you're fighting Margit, all damage is 0, so it doesn't matter what you use. But yeah, that'd be great. Thanks, Aura. Alright, I've stilled your target, and you didn't attack much. Nice. That dive attack is pretty badass. Elmer has been doing really well, even when he was +4, he was keeping up with +5 Margit summon. Yeah, okay, okay. Have you, yeah, okay, so you're doing the Margit fight. Okay, yeah, cool, cool. Mm-hmm. Alright, continuing on, I probably will go up. But what about Loretta? How's Loretta going? I'm curious to hear how she's holding up. Also, don't stress about getting back too quickly either, or as you're playing. Just whenever you have a moment, absolutely no stress whatsoever. Enjoy your game. I'm gonna get out the old torch. These guys should come in and help distract, and I'm gonna grab that. Ooh, and not go and take on the boss. Because I would like pots for that. She actually swept my team just about when me and Trash did an Ash fight. Wow, alright, well she sounds fine to me. It's that person who complained they were useless. I'm 90% sure I didn't do anything to her. Could be wrong though, maybe I did look at her and buff her. I can't remember. I do a lot of edits along the way, so it's definitely possible. Alright, I wouldn't mind Azula Beastman. Nice little early electric or lightning damage type dealer, which can be quite useful. So I'm gonna have a crack at him, but I'll want to grab a few pots, considering I just threw my only pot and missed Soldier of Godric. That will probably be quite useful. So. Alright, we'll grab Melina now.
Have you heard of the they sir, but you? I can play the turning to aid you. You need to the foot.
Okay, and accept and grab a torrent, and then I guess I'll go around here and grab some of these things. I wouldn't mind the knight. The knight's pretty badass. Don't need any of that. Let's pop that there. Okay. Maybe I'd like to see what Fanged Imp Ashes. Okay, did aggro him, which I was trying to avoid. But should be right. Alright, go boys. I mean, they make short work of him, so. Okay, would love to see a bleed proc. Just make sure nothing weird's going on. Looks roughly right. Yeah, I think that's fine. Cool, so I have already caught those guys. Demi-humans, so we're going to pop on Godric soldiers as well. And we'll just pop a heal. Nice. Okay, and what are my actual stats on? What have I got? HP and FP 455 and 102. Nice. His team is too weak for the Elamar Loretta combo. Oh, really? Right. That combo is actually shredding, is it? That's very cool. Margot's team. What is that? That's a Lanedell. That's a Lanedell build, right? So you got Lanedell Knights, you've got Omens, the Fell Twins, if memory serves. What else has he got? Wouldn't mind the Caden either. Can't remember his whole team. He's not just really tanky, and his team doesn't do enough damage. Yeah, right. Okay. Ouch. Nice. They got him. Omens, Forces. He does have Tree Sentinel and Draconic Tree Sentinel. Yeah, okay. Damn. Oh, I can't catch this guy. I don't have any pots. Oh well, killing them will be useful. Go on. They missed. Hey Fiona, how you going? So Omen Forces, yeah, that's a bit squishy. Forces is what did he say? Is that 3 knights? Doing well, Fiona. How are you? Okay, I probably need to go and get me some more pots. Well, I could do a bit of a run to get, I suppose to get mushrooms and smoldering butterflies, and I can actually just craft a few pots. Looks like 5 people in 1 summon, 3 with shield. Right. It's three Lanedell. It's 3 Lanedell Knights, right? Or is it 2? And then like Lanedell soldiers and maybe foot soldiers. Yeah, I can't quite remember. It was a while ago. What brings you here, Fiona? So I can actually craft 2 now, which is great. Yeah, okay, yep. Alright, so then I could have a crack at a Cadence Cell sword. Although we got all of the guys. 2 or 3 knights, yeah. Yep. Pretty sure I put 1 on a horse. When you fought him, did he get on the horse? He's got like a 10% chance to get on the horse or something. Most of the time he doesn't. He like falls off the horse for some reason. Okay, can we go this way? He's gonna sit back down, isn't he? Dang it! He's so blind. Brovskis, I'm over here. Hang on, I'll hit him, then he's not going to forget that I exist. Okay, well now they're going to fight in here, which is not ideal. Yeah, not quite what I was looking for. Yeah, they're probably going to wreck him. The horse just stayed around and chilled out. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm not really sure what to do to increase the success rate of getting on the horse. Yeah. Well, I don't think I'd get some crazy followers' attention. I'm sure it would help, but yeah, it's something I'll probably look at some point. He just sits back down. He doesn't even want to fight. That's crazy. That's crazy. Nah, I'm all good, thanks, Fiona. I'm not looking for anything right now. So, was it because I hit and that like alerts everyone? Yeah, probably. But if these guys like don't see me, haha, because it's nighttime, nice. Alright, and then I'll summon. Ouch. Okay, cool, we're all good. Ah, I didn't fly in time. Okay, let's get this out to help them. Get a bit more damage. Okay, got wrecked. Right, Liddy. I'll tell you what, this Caden is actually giving me a little bit of hassle. Okay, what about 3 demi-humans? Probably would have killed me. Okay, he's really mad at me. Nice, go boys, go boys. Nice, cancelled. But then he poises through. Yep, keep it going. Alright, they're putting the damage on though. They're actually doing well. Okay, but he did just eat 2 of them. So, alright, sick. What else we got? Oh, Godric soldiers. Godric soldiers will be able to take him. Old reliables. Barry and Steven. Alright, yep. They got him. Easy peasy. I just have to not miss the throw. It's probably gonna be like... Oh! Missed the cat. Oh no, got him. Nice. Alright, cool. Caden Cell Sword. Another 1 to the team. Beautiful. Okay, what's he gonna be? 600 HP cost, so I am gonna need to get a little bit of runes before I can summon him actually, so I'm not gonna bother putting him on. The main remembrance summon I want is Placidusax. Yeah, yep. No, very fair. I mean, that would be pretty badass to get Placidusax. He is quite a good summon. Yeah, his attack output is pretty lit. It's also got quite an epic battle too. Okay, so I start at grey, so I can probably run back through here, grab another couple of smoldering butterflies, save me spending my runes on having to buy too many pots at this point. Alright, now I wouldn't mind grabbing that Godric Knight as well, adding it to my team, and then maybe having a crack at the Azula Beastman would be quite good, I think. Do I want that Lord Sworn Straight Sword? Probably not. Probably don't really need it. Alright, so I'm going to dash up here and grab the stuff. So as I do this, I'm probably going to go for doing it sort of region locked. So not leaving a region until I beat the main boss of it. Primary reason is just trying to confirm the difficulty curve for somebody who maybe doesn't know all the millions of little tips and tricks. Perhaps also not knowing the best summons as well. So I might even see how I go not using some of the better summons and just confirm that even if you didn't really know what you were doing, you'd still be able to do it. Yeah, the last time I fought him, Horaloo. Ah, yes, that bug should be fixed now. I fixed that recently. I'm pretty sure I fixed it before official release, so you should have that. Oh, and have you had a chance to check if you can damage people with fire damage in the version that you're on? I just can't remember when I did that fix. That might have been kind of recent. So like after the official release that everybody else is playing. We don't have Commander Standard. It should be fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, it should be totally fixed now. You should be able to do that, and it won't happen. So, um, that's very funny. He would have just insta killed him. Yeah, Horaloo and Godfrey are crazy. For some reason, they're just like this unique enemy that has this 500% multiplier on buffs that are applied to it, which is real weird. Okay, so that gets us that. The spell did normal torch damage. So you used flame, what's it called? Catch flame. And it just did the same amount of damage as the torch. And the torch did what? Are we talking like 5 damage, or are we talking like 80? So I'm not going to do that skip. I am going to take on Margit. Spell did normal torch damage. Yeah. Yeah, what? 4 damage. Okay, cool. So it's working in the version you're all on. So it's just a little fix that I had done on my version that is broken. Great. So I'll just have a look at fixing that. What do I know? I know that the thing that I changed was if you were to take off your talisman, I think your physical damage would go back to normal, but your spell damage would not. Ouch. Your spell damage would actually stay nerfed permanently, either permanently or for like 6 minutes or something. And so I decided to try and fix it with something that I thought would work, and apparently it hasn't worked. Considering that, I think I'm just going to revert and say, nah, I would like to fix it. So I'll figure out a way to fix it. That will be better. So. Okay, so actually what I could do is head up to that. It's hilarious. I actually never knew about the group of slugs and the smoldering butterflies that was over here until I saw Prod do it, which is quite hilarious. But it's it's pretty damn handy having a group so close, so I can just grab these and go to old Bocky Boy and get myself heaps of pots, which would be great. Actually can get you kicked off with a decent number of catching materials very quickly. So big old fan of that. Heaps of smoldering butterflies. They're not aggroed on me, which is great. And then yeah, I might just go see Bok, and that's gonna give me enough to make all the pots that I want. So then maybe I could just spend my runes on buying the extra crack pots. Okay, so Bok next. So got a Caden, just can't summon him yet. I missed. Ah.
You will just thank you. I was pushing I ended them. Oh, when they
Okay, and then the mushrooms. Thanks, fam. A much more valuable ward in this mod, which is a bit fun.
Right.
Okay. Alright, cool. So that gives me plenty of upgrade materials. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to buy a few more cracked pots. Ah. Yes. I mean, it's another summon. 3 wolves, which is pretty good.
Isabel summoned them, the spirits. Now it is the
3 wolves is pretty good.
forgive mine intrusion, tarnished. I doubt we shall.
Okay, we can add a charge to our flasks, which is great. And I'm just going to give myself, yeah, probably more FP. Cool, alright. And then let's grab some more cracked pots.
Wait, well, you're back.
Yeah, I can only buy one. So, and we'll do that one. Buy both of them and top up our pots. Awesome. Alright, let's go see if we can catch the Azula Beastman. Because that would be very, very cool. He's very squishy, but I think he deals slash damage and lightning damage, which is pretty handy, so. Actually, am I going to be able to... Wait a minute. Huh. My icons have broken. Well, that is a very new issue. Huh. So they were working. Luckily I'm streaming, so I'll be able to see what's causing it. Alright, I'm going to get onto a fix for that kinda sooner rather than later, actually. So probably after the stream I'll start looking at fixing that. That's really, really weird. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out what's causing that. Because that's super whack. That never existed before. Yeah, wow. Okay, well, I'll look into that and figure it out. I'm gonna go get the Godric Knight first. I should probably grab the map too. Okay, so I gotta fix this icon issue. Fix icon issue. Cool. How are we doing? So they're still broken. That's gonna be a tricky one to figure out because they start off just fine and then they break after a while, which is gonna be a lot trickier to test. What do I think caused that? 2x Watcher Stones, Godric Soldiers, Fanged Imps, Demi-Humans, and then Winged Misbegotten has funnily... I'm trying to figure out what's going on there as well. The bow has gone to a bow. So... they might be shifting one up for some reason. I got to figure out what's causing it. Alright, let's get you. And then... oh, made a mistake. Ouch. Okay, I'm getting kind of wrecked. Okay, I need to get in line with my ranged guys so that as he moves an attack, they hit him. Alright, there you go. You gotta steal target. And they never seem to shoot when I steal the target. Oofed. Slammed him. Oh, he actually does a step back on that move. Okay, these guys aren't doing great, I will admit. Get out my torch. In case that helps at all. Yeah, they sort of can't land many hits, unfortunately. They're doing okay. Alright, so we're gonna go for Watcher Stones. Now, Watcher Stones seem to have done something a little bit similar, actually. They've moved to an item that's like right next to it. So there's some kind of item ID increment or something that's occurring. So I'll have to have a bit of a look into that, see what's going on. I mean, that was pretty good. If he can explode, that'd be great. Yeah, nice, well done. Okay, yes, that does disappear the summon, which means they lose aggro. Yeah, fair enough. Alright, Godric Soldiers next. Ow! Okay, I'm doing a very good job of not dying to this guy. Nice. Okay, go boys. Damn, he had his shield up in time. That's a shame. Okay, it's gonna help with a bit of attack cancelling. Yeah, go sicko mode. Nice. Alright, we're getting there. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, that ain't great. Okay, I got demi-humans, but I need a drink. Okay, demi-humans. If he attacks, I'm dead. I'm straight up dead. Okay, we're good. Alright, now you boys just need to do like a little bit of attacking and we're good. Yeah. Nice. Oh. I cannot believe I was in range of that. I was literally pressing to throw the thing and the absolute tip scratched my arm and I died. Okay, we go again. Okay, back up here, hey. Alright, and what has happened? Okay, so these are still the same. Now, I do think that in prod stream, I did see the icons fix up at one point, so it would be great to find out what scenario causes that to happen as well. Okay, so who have we got? Fanged Imp Ashes. Let's see how they go. Alright, so you can see me from like way further away now. Okay, but so can he. So it's got to be careful there. Okay, and then we will go for Fanged Imp Ashes. See how we go. Maybe a bleed proc would be pretty great. 3. Okay, gonna try and not get hit by every attack he does this time. Nice. Alright, go for it, boys. Yeah, get the bleeds going. Cancel. Nice. Alright, keep slamming. Uh-oh, that's not ideal. Cool. I think these guys resist pierce quite well as well. So his damage type ain't great. Yeah, Dawn, do you remember how much more HP the Margot's Great Rune gives summons? It should be, I should say on it. You just press, well, don't know what controller you are, but the equivalent of square on a PlayStation controller, while you're... Oh, hang on. Yeah, no, that should work. It should be in the more details section. I don't actually remember how much more it does, no. Whoa. Okay, alright. They're surely not going to trigger another bleed, so I just got to not get murdered. Let them attack like a couple of times, and it should be good. Okay, they seem like they really just don't want to attack anymore. Okay, but there. No catch, sad. Just says it gives them more max HP. Oh, right. That's all I wrote on it, hey. And okay. Too tired to misread it. Yeah, well, I know that sometimes there's a simple explanation and then a more thorough explanation, depending on if you like expand the description. But if it's just saying more HP, I think it's like 15%. But where I do know it definitely does say it is is the Nexus article on Summoner Build, which is also what the post in content links to. That also points towards the same place, and that will definitely say, because I made sure to put all the numbers in there for people who wanted all the information. So yeah, if you have a look there, you should be able to see it exactly what it is. My initial guess is 15%, but could be 20. Could be more, honestly. Oh, nice. Nice, boys. Just gotta keep helping them out. Nice. Cancel that. Uh-oh. Gotta help him out. He's really smacking on that one. Hang on, let me heal. Okay, it missed. Good job. Alright, what about this one? Yeah, nice. Alright, got him. No! Keep cancelling. Oh, he got him just in time. Oh no. Oh yeah, I think they're going to struggle this time. She ain't looking so great. Alright, yeah, I'll go take a look. I'm contemplating trading the double poise damage away. Oofed. Alright, I'm in trouble. I made a mistake. Turns out I can't read and play. Okay, I need to do this, and then Watcher Stones? Sure, let's go for Watcher Stones. Yeah, fair. Okay, and then explode. Nice. While he's tanky, he doesn't have the best HP pool compared to others. Yeah, fair. Oh, nice. Alright, but we want spin. We want Beyblade to whack him continuously. Quit it. Just get whacked. Alright, that should put him into... Okay, not quite. I need him to do a little bit of attacking. Yep, bonk. I love the bonks. Because of that, they're so good. Alright. Damn, a second no catch. That's unlucky. That's unlucky is what that is. Getting a bit of runes, but don't mind that. Don't mind that one bit. Do I think my guys can take on Azula Beastman? Surely I've used up all my bad luck on not catching him twice. So you know what? I'm just gonna go for Azula Beastman. Yeah, let me know what it is, Orangutan. Yeah, I think it's 15%. So that should do, you know, something noticeable. Maybe nothing like game-breakingly crazy, but something decent. And gets a lot more decent as you level them up as well. Alright, so we're gonna go for Fanged Imp Ashes to start. We're gonna help out my boys because he just hit like a bit of a truck actually. Which is slightly concerning. Also, I'm a little bit shocked at just how much damage he's not taking and how much damage he is dealing. Okay, then what I want to do is I want to go here, I want to go like this, and I want to heal. Okay, I think I just got a bleed, which is great. Okay, and then I'm going to heal up again. Nice. Alright. Missed. Not great. But we're doing good, we're doing good. We're doing very good, actually. No, I want to cancel that. Alright, boys. Come in and do your thing. Yep, love to see it. Uh-oh. May want to heal here. Nice. Got another bleed. Another bleed in probably what is a scary realm of his HP though, where another bleed could end up killing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prevent that from happening. I think I'm going to die here. Oof, okay, I managed to survive. Alright, now I can't remember, but I don't think many of these guys deal bleed, so if they can just like hit him a little bit. Guys, thanks. Okay. What's gonna happen if I do this? Nothing. Cool. Good to know. Okay, so, okay, and my runes are actually back to normal. My icons are back to normal, fascinatingly enough. Okay, a couple of hits, guys, and then it should be good to throw pot. Okay, well, maybe if you don't miss every shot, I can catch you. That'd be... Oh, yep, there we go. Alright, and just toss. Oh, and got him. Beautiful. 30% increase. Much better. Great. I was smart. I love it when I'm smart. Yeah, 15%. I was like, oh, that probably wouldn't actually be that great for a consumable item, but no, I had already added it to something pretty massive. So yeah, and exactly that, Aura. It had to compete with Godric's Great Rune. Godric's Great Rune is so stupidly OP in the main game. It genuinely makes me sad because it nullifies like the option and validity of the choices of any of the others for most of your playthrough. It's yeah, I don't understand why they made it so good and the first one you get, which is why I nerfed it, and it's still incredible. If it was what I set it as, it would still be amazing and would still be used, but people would maybe sometimes choose another one as well. Um, but yeah, so because of that, I made sure to make it pretty damn substantial. So you sacrifice all those points, but your summons get an extra third HP, which is massive. So yeah, yep. I really wanted it to just be a valid choice. You know, to be able to swap between them for different purposes. I'm really big on that stuff. So all right, Beastman of Farum Azula. Love to see it. 99. Could probably rest at Grace. I don't actually know how well he would do against a Godric Knight. He does deal electric damage, which is super effective, but he's quite squishy, so I don't really know how well he's going to do, but I could probably start upgrading my mind a little bit. I might even start going Vigor a little as well, because yes, there's quite a few summons that I'm going to want more Vigor for, so I will start taking the two of them up. Alright, let's... Okay, and they're broken again. They're broken again. Is it teleporting? Is it teleporting that did it? And why did they fix in Groveside Cave? Okay, a little bit of bug testing here. They're still broken. Okay, luckily I'm streaming, so I'm going to be able to go back and I'm going to be able to check this out and see exactly when they're breaking and when they're fixing. And hopefully I can start putting together a bit of a theory as to what's going on and figure this out, get an update released pretty soon, just with some fixes to that. And maybe the text that's there as well, especially if we get some new people coming in and playing. You know, I do think saying, you know, it's minus 99% damage is going to help a lot more people understand the choice they're making if they do go for Summoner. They're not going to be able to assist with damage, but you can still assist with like stunning enemies and helping your guys out that way. Alright, so I want to try out Azula Beastman. Even though we are going to Fire Giant now, I've put all my levels into Vigor and Mind and only have maybe 10 into Faith at this point. Yeah, because you sort of want to really go for the... I mean, that was pretty good. Yeah, you want to unlock those stronger summons, yeah. Definitely, like, the build stuff, I do think comes a little bit later. But it is interesting, if you choose to stay... Damn, he stands literally no chance. If you choose to stay with low-level summons... Oh, and... Hang on, it fixed. So it... fixed after I... summoned? Huh. If I were to use the seal in Fort Feroth, I could have 2k HP. Hot damn, jeez. That's crazy. Yeah, what I was going to say is I've tried to make it so that if instead of adding all your points into Vigor and Mind and you accepted having some weaker summons, you, by putting those points into other stats, you should be able to get like tier 1s and 2 summons operating sort of closer to the level of tier 3s and 4s. Maybe not quite tier 4s, they don't quite reach that, but they can start doing some pretty incredible damage, especially when you know, you level up some of them and evolve them. So this guy really does wreck if you aren't participating. And so what I might do is a little bit more testing on me, not so much participating, and just seeing how my summons actually go, taking him on. Yeah, I'm rocking about 1.5. Yeah, that's crazy. Why are you getting so much? Is it because you're charging for some of the tier 5s? Because yeah, that's pretty bonkers. Let me get my torch out. Go boys, do like 1 extra damage. I think these guys are not a great damage type for this guy. Oh, he's gonna get wrecked from that. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, we're gonna go for Wing Misbegottens. Now, I'm super curious. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I've pointed him the wrong way. What is causing the break? What happens if I, like, desummon them? Does that do anything? No, it does not. Okay, so that just acts as normal. Is it something to do with fast traveling? Yeah, that does hurt. I agree. Oh, and he actually blocked the explosion. Damn. Yeah, that's pretty bonkers. Okay. Yeah, Godric soldiers for sure. 40 vigor, summon a talisman. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Not sure if Marika's Source Seal boosts that. Marika's Source Seal will be boosting your mind, so that'll be helping your MP. And Godric's Great Rune as well, giving you an extra +3. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Who else we got? Oh, that's our team actually. That's our team. No luck on that win, hey? Caden, we cannot summon yet. Ooh, how about Lone Wolf Ashes? How about that? Alright, go for boys. I was gonna try and get his shield out of the way. I wasn't fast enough. Okay, but yeah, do the thing, laddies. Alright, yeah, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. Nice. Alright, and we go for attempt number 3. Okay. Nice! Alright, got a Godric Knight for ourselves now. Okay, beautiful. Okay. Cool. Okay, Godric Knight. We're starting to build up a team that is somewhat decent. But I know that Margaret is pretty tough. That's why he's named Margaret Wall of Limgrave. So I would like to try and get a few more things before I'm going to try and take him on. I can get rid of that now. Okay, so let's just test some things. So if I teleport, let's say, to a Gill Lake North, what happens? My icons break. So, and then what happens when and what did I do before? Specifically, I summoned the Beastman of Farum Azula and he died. I've also managed to catch every Remembrance boss we've fought so far as well. Damn, nice. Yeah, having 2 chances really helps, hey? Yeah, the way that works with seamless co-op is actually kind of great, and it's totally just by chance that it worked out that way, but it's really, really good. Alright, so let's see what happens here. So I just teleported and my icons broke, which is really fascinating. I need to look into what is causing that. But now, if I summon Beastman of Farum Azula, all my icons fix. Actually, immediately. The moment I do that. Now, what about resting? Okay, resting also does it. So anytime we have a reset which refreshes your summons and things. Okay. More testing. Okay. New theory. Flasks. Does it have anything to do with the number of flask charges, for example? Okay, and it has changed the icons. Alright, I'm figuring it out. Yay. Okay, so when our flasks are set to 1, and that is so fascinating. So that's changing the increment that it's reading. Okay, I think I need to change them. I think I need to change the summons to be tied with the mixed physic flask instead of the although that would mean you couldn't summon until you got the mixed physic. Alright, can't be the mixed physic flask. It needs to be... Hang on, but you successfully summon before you get any flasks. Okay, so I'm going to try and tie it to the mixed physic flask. But yeah, so what we can see here is Fanged Imp Ashes are those, which is very fascinating because I've tied it. Okay, so that's what's causing that. Okay, so then when I change my flask count, allocate that. Okay. Then they go to that. Okay. And then what if I go to 3? Why not tie it to like Torrent's Ring? Because Torrent's Ring is not a consumable. So it won't do the consumable thing that I'm going for, which is when you summon someone, you can't summon them again. So I need something that acts as a consumable. And from what I've seen, that is only tied to the health flask, the FP flask, and I think the mixed physic flask is in there as well. So I think the mixed physic flask might work as long as it works the same way as the flasks do, in that you can summon before you get the flasks. So I'm hoping there's just a counter in the background even before you have access to it, that just has like the base number of flasks you start with, which I think is 2 or 3, whatever it is, for health, and it just has that number there ready to go when you do get the item. I'm hoping the mixed physic flask works the exact same way, where it has a 1 that is given to you at the very start, and you can't use it until you get the mixed physic flask. If that's the case, that should be the perfect thing, because nobody will be able to accidentally set their flasks, their health flasks or FP flasks to 0 and block themselves out of summons. So yeah, alright, cool. So I think I figured it out. So if I now go to 3, now I'll learn something else. Oh, fascinating. 3 is the correct icons. 3 is the correct icons. Okay. What about 4? Is that going to go back? Here's my guess. It's going to go back to the squirts. Nah. Oh, hang on. It's correct. It's correct. That's really fascinating. Okay. So having more flasks... 3 or more, let's try this one, is correct. So long as you have 3 or more health flasks, all the icons will work, which I think is why I have never encountered this issue in all my playing, because I hadn't actually dropped my flask count below 3. But if you do, your icons break. Which is such a fascinating bug. Okay, cool. But I know where it's coming from, and now it's just about finding a solution to fix it, and then hopefully just making it so that people can't ever lose the ability to summon. So I'll get onto a fix for that pretty quick. But in the meantime, we know a quick answer, which is just make sure you got 3 or more flasks, and your summons will all work. Alright. Beautiful. So I'm going to take on Margit, the Wall of Limgrave, soon, but I'm absolutely not ready for him yet because he's way too strong. So I need to get a few guys first. So firstly, a little bit of poison damage dealing is going to be really helpful to take him out, and good old reliable squirts are really good for that. Squirts are actually straight up stupid strong. And yeah, people just haven't learnt that yet. Alright, let's see if I can actually time this effectively. Get ready. Got him! Nice. If you time it for the kill, like the exact moment of the kill, you can still catch them. You can still have that chance. Okay, beautiful. So we have got our squirts. Next up, I do want Grave Warden Duelist. Absolutely. Could I beat Grave Warden Duelist with what I've got? I guess there's one way to find out. I think it's probably feasible. I'll grab these guys as well while I'm here. heaps of mushrooms in this entrance, actually. Honestly, do you think your first major summon, like Ghost, could be one of the dragons, like the one on the starting lake? Honestly, do you think your first major summon... Oh yeah, I'm gonna get invaded. Okay. Sorry, I don't know what it means. Summon like Ghost. Or what do you mean? Like Ghost? Ghost Glovewort? Let me get ready to catch him. Yeah, let me know what you mean. If you mean your first major Ghost Glovewort summon, as in tier 3 or 4, which is basically what that means. Major summon like Ghost Glovewort. Yep, you're right, so well done. Could be the dragon. Dragons are pretty expensive. Oh, he's just gonna dodge them forever. Actually, hey, oi, jerkface, come help. He's not gonna come unless I go this way. Hey. Yeah. Well, look, we know that with the like tournament speedrun strats, absolutely that's possible. He's quite beatable. But for like this, do you have to like damage him once or something before he'll come out? Okay, well we've damaged him. So yo, home slice, come help out. Yeah. Well that's the thing. They're a lot more expensive to summon. There we go. Yura's finally coming now. Okay, come help out, man. I might need to desummon these guys, actually. I think they're more of a liability because they're just making him infinitely dodge roll. And that probably won't really help Yura out. So yeah, definitely possible orangutan, but it would take quite a bit of... yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of them. Quite a bit of farming. Alright, we'll get these guys to help out because they are... They're... Wait. Ooh. What? Okay, that's a first. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. Where they actually just failed to summon, but then consume anyway. That one's a new one. I think the limiting factor is regarding whether your summons can do enough damage and take fire. Yeah, for sure. I mean, throughout this, I can have a crack at just, you know, beating everyone, beating all of the bosses in Limgrave with the summoner, without leaving, and just see is every single enemy beatable. Excuse me. I could totally check that. It could be fun to see if everybody is beatable. My guess, considering that within Limgrave it is like Limgrave and Weeping, it is possible to get. Yeah, sure, we'll go for these guys. It is possible to get +2s. I do think that it's possible. Yeah. Gonna do a region locked run. I wanna just see, you know, if people don't really know what they're doing and know all the like strats for faster progression, is the summoner run still like doable? And look, it's not the end of the world if it isn't doable, because it is supposed to be a bit of a challenge mode for people to figure out the puzzle. So yeah, I'm just checking sort of what its difficulty level is at. I'll tell you what, this guy's proven to be pretty difficult. We'll go for this one next. And this is where we're really seeing the value of... oh yes, spin to win, baby. Okay, maybe not. Oh, yep. Love to see it. Love to see it. Beautiful work, beautiful. Okay, alright, and then I just have to nail a shot. Damn, he pushed him the wrong way. Okay, I need him to be like... I think you were locked into a move there, and I think that was very, very unfair. Alright, so we're not getting Origus, because he dodged 5 pots, which is extremely sad. To actually... Hello, Yura! That's funny. Now you know how the game does that. It just makes him disappear after the battle, and then he despawns a little later. Yeah. Little bit sad, because it means I'll have to buy an Origus later if I want to tackle the All that dodge rolling was such a bitch. And then the Ridges doesn't have any big wind-up attacks that give him an easy opportunity to catch. What I probably should have been doing, and this is a tip, I should have been not locking onto him and throwing the pots at the ground where he is. And by doing that, you have it explode, and it's more likely for the like fire effect to hit him. So yeah, that can be good. Now, this is something that I forgot as well. I think, I can't actually remember the exact sequence, but we can get Yura to help out with Agil. I can't remember the exact sequence for it, but we can like have a bit of a look. I'm not sure if I have to like I think I just have to do that. I think I just have to have spoken to him through all of that. And then he will appear to help. So that could really help out with handling Agil, having him scaled as strong as he is, potentially maybe trying to get some bleed going as well. Do I care about doing patches? Sure, I think patches can be pretty useful, I suppose. Yeah, to be fair, actually, Margot's Shackle is very useful. So, yeah, we'll go for this. Because Margot's Shackle is absolutely going to help us out. Alright, we'll steal his shit, and then we'll head to the back corner here. And hope my summon spawn in. I'll tell you what, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. Alright, so what I'm going to do, the game is actually going to happily let me resummon, which is great. So we're going to do that for this guy. Alright, go for it, son. Oofties! Alright, that hit pretty hard, actually. Oh, I probably should have rested at Grace, huh? Oh, it wouldn't have mattered. I have no FP. Alright. I'ma just quit. Because I was dead there. Okay, I just need to fix up my flasks. I would like my icons to work because I do use that to know who I am picking. So I'm going to keep 3 flasks. And that should really help. Yeah, if I can summon 2 extra guys, that should be plenty to take on patches. I cannot teleport here, so I gotta run back to the Grease. Okay, nice. Alright. Take 2. Does it matter which flask you keep to a minimum of 3? Yes, it has to be health because the summons are tied to health. And so that, I believe, is what is causing it. Okay, so if I pop 2 there, then all my icons should work. Also, interestingly, I don't think you were here before when I figured this out, or maybe you were. When the icons break, at least when I was on 0, when the icons break, they fix as soon as you summon, which was fascinating. So as soon as I summoned my first guy, they just fixed. That shield, man. Yep. Nice. Love to see it. Okay, hang on. Let me help him out. Get him a little bit more damage. Yeah. Nice. Do it again. Dodge rolled. I have spaghetti out defrosting. What time would you like dinner? Maybe like 6:30? Yeah. Go, give him a slap. Okay, didn't quite work out. Alright, they're going to be useless. So let's... Yeah, he's just going to dodge roll them forever. So Godric Soldiers is what I want to do. Perfect. Alright, Barry and Steven, get him. I'll give you your butt. Jeez, that was a lot of damage. Alright, but they've only got to get him to half. Okay, only I say. Yep, Nice. Do it again. Yep. Nice. I mean, they put in really good work. I'm happy with that, and I'm not going to complain. We're going to go for Lone Wolves next. Yeah, nice. Yep, go boys. Okay, they're definitely putting in work. And then what I can do is I can top up, and I could do Beastman and Farum Azula, actually. Okay, yeah, sure. I'll get rid of them. Okay, yep, happy. I'm probably not capable of killing you right now, so that'll do.
Finally come round, have you?
Yep.
I knew you would. You're a lady of reason, through and through.
Dip straight. What did you say? Fish lolling? Fish molly? Yeah, it's an emoji. Yeah. It looks like a fish, I guess. A sludge fish. Hey Zephyr, how you going? Yep, that's alright. I kind of hate you, but yeah, I can't really beat you right now. Not with my team. God, you don't have 7 TV. What?